Welcome to the confession of a minion. This is not my place. You don't know who I am. So don't accuse me of you knowing who I am. I am a minion, and I am going to confess who I am and why being a minion's a cool thing. When you are a minion, you don't have to have second thoughts about anything. Our leader says all our stuff we need to know. When we go out, and we do have to check in with our leader because he knows best for us. And I'm a minion because I don't have to think. It is so great in life when you don't have to think. You just there go my hat. It is so great when you don't have to think. It's so wonderful. If you have any questions, you just ask the leader of the minions. It is so great being a minion. You just don't know all the ins and outs of being a good minion. I could teach you. I could really teach you. Us minions don't have to have a brain. We don't have to do any of that. And come on, isn't that a good idea not to have any brain and somebody else tells you what to do? Which means you don't have to think for yourself. You don't have to do for yourself. Somebody else will think and tell you what to do, and you'll get a little bit of cash and maybe a few subscribers on the side. What more could you ask for? We could go out, we create drama. We have to check in with the leader, but it is so great. I don't want to be anything but a minion. I just don't have to do a lot of things. When you don't have to think, you're A-OK. When you got people that will think for you, that means you get to go out and do what you want. Yeah, you have to check in with the leader a lot, but that's okay. Just think though, if he sees you doing something wrong or she sees you something wrong, your leader, they tell you and you correct yourself and go on with life. You don't have to think. Why would you want to think in life? Why not have somebody else do the thinking for you? It's a lot easier, makes more sense to me, and when you're good looking as I am, that's A-OK too. I want everybody to know that I love my leader. That's the only thing I'm allowed to think. And he told us, he gave us all a script that we had to say, I love my leader. What the hell? It's an easy thing to say, easy thing to do. And another thing he wrote to us, and I agree with him because he's thinking for me, by the way, so I have to go with what he says, is that you do not criticize the other minions because I've helped them get viewers and everything else. You guys do not criticize one another. You always give them appreciation and recognition because if you don't, boy, you'll be in trouble. That's what he told us. So I don't go out and criticize the other minions because I know our leader will go talk to them if it's not what he wants. See, another simple thing. You don't have to think, you don't have to worry. If you want to pick your nose, you can. He don't care. If you want to wear Speedos, you can. If you want to wear spandex, you can. He don't care. You just sit back, do what you want in life. Sometimes I scratch the inside of my ear too, by the way. I don't eat it, but I do scratch it. That's because I can do that. My minion even told me that one time. If I wanted to do that, I could. It's so great, I don't have to think about nothing. If he tells me to go wax his tractor, I go out and wax it. I don't question it or nothing. And it's so simple. I don't even have to think. That means I get to save my thinking for old age. No, I hope my leader still tells me what to do then. It is so much more fun. not being able to think. Yes, I'm confessing as a minion on the great things the minions can do. You know, minions can do all sorts of things for your leader. You can go out, you can be a yes man, but whatever you do, don't be a no man, because then they get upset with you very, very much. So just be a yes man, sit back, relax. You get all the Kool-Aid you want, and sometimes popcorn too if you're really good to him. You know, we don't question him when he tells us what to do because we like them money in our pocket. He has made it so great for us. Why would we not do what he wanted? Why should we think for ourselves when we got a great leader that will go out and we can make money because he lets us? Yes, I know he lets us, but man, I love that dollars in my pocket. I just hope he isn't taking none of my money from me. I don't know. I know he could. He could go out and say bad things about us. Then I wouldn't be a minion no more. I'd be so hurt. My feelings would be hurt so bad. Why do you want to give up being a minion? I confess, being a minion's the greatest thing that ever happened to me in life. I used to go out and have to work for money. Now I can tell lies and make money. That's a much, much better way to do things. And I don't have to think when I lie. It just comes natural. Don't it to you? I mean, a minion's life is so great, so loving, so caring of our leader. I'm not telling you about the ones we go after. That's a little different. And yes, every other day he gives us a memorandum, or she gives us a memorandum on what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, and we follow it. Because, you know, when you don't have to think for yourself, you don't question it. You just do what you're supposed to do. And life is so good. And I've got him to buy me Kool-Aid more than once. So yeah, life is good. You ought to be a minion like us. We don't have to think. Like I said before, we just don't have to think. We don't have to worry about running out of money because he tells us how to make it. But he does say if you don't listen to me and you don't make money, it's your own fault, which is true. That's why we don't listen to ourselves. We only listen to our leaders. They are so great. I mean, I set my leader up there on a totem pole above everybody else because he knows when he goes after somebody, he needs to do it. It is his right to do it. And he needs to go after you people out there that are destroying his life. See, he sent that to us the other day, too. See, I can say this stuff without thinking. Isn't it great? Yeah, I know. He told us we couldn't bid on his stuff on a site, but oh well. He says he would give us stuff for a discount price. See, once again, we don't have to think for ourselves. We don't have to question what he's doing because he's doing everything good for us. You guys should be ashamed that you don't go out and say thank you to him. He's the greatest thing since Candy. Well, Candy thinks he's a man, but that's besides the point. But come on, Candyman can do what he wants. I can do what I want as long as we don't think. You know, when we don't think, it saves a lot of brain space up there. That means we're using less of our brain and just doing what we're told. Isn't it great when you don't have to question things around you? You're saving your brain. You don't get it, you're saving your brain. Let the leader think for you and you're better off. You're so much better off. Like I said, I've waxed his tractor, I've waxed cars and pickups of his, and all the time he was telling me how great I was because he said I was great. And I didn't even have to question it or think about it. It was all natural. As a minion, we don't have to think. That's why I like being a minion. You guys need to understand that. The more you understand it, the better off you will be. Minions run this world. Yes, we do. Because our minion told us, our, I shouldn't say our minions, I'm a minion. But our leader told us to. See, we don't even have to think about it. We just have to repeat what he says. Even if they're lies, him or her, it don't matter who your leader is if you're a minion. When they tell you stuff and you don't question it, life is so much easier for you. You know, there's many leaders out there for us minions, but whatever group you fall in, go for it. You know, he's made us so much money. I should say he puts us out there in front. I don't know how much money he really makes. See, we let him or her decide how much we get. Once again, I don't have to think about it or question it. It's just there. Isn't that the way to do things in life? When you question things, the leader of the minions gets mad, real mad. Don't upset the leader of the minions. That's why one another reason why we don't think. We don't want to upset the greatest almighty person in this world. Our leader is so almighty and so upfront and lovable and hot looking guy. You gotta admit that's one heck of a hot lover. At least that's what he tells us, so we go and believe him. We're not going to think about it. You shouldn't think about it either. And it don't matter who's your leader. When you're a minion, you get to follow these leaders and you don't have to think at all. Isn't that a nice way to protect being in life? We can do what we want when we want as long as the leader tells us. Wow, that's so great. That's like, why should I pay a bill? The leader's going to take care of all that for us. So I just sit back, relax, watch TV, play video games, and laugh at all the others that don't know how to be a good minion. If you're a good minion, your problems are way, way gone. Don't you want that? Don't you want a security in your life you don't have to think for yourself? Is that not important to you? Why do you want something you have to think for yourself? It's just wrong. When you got somebody out there that is willing to do that for you, let them do that for you. And you go on and do other things, whether it's playing tiddlywinks or anything like that. Go do it. Yeah, I can't no longer play Monopoly with the minions, but that's okay. My leader told me it was okay. The other minions would get mad at me playing Monopoly because they say I was embezzling. Can you believe that? A minion wouldn't do that because he don't think you just take the money, so it's not embezzlement. You know, you gotta think like a minion, be like a minion, love being a minion, and the whole world is at your hands. It is so great. I can go out and do whatever, and I don't have to worry about thinking at all. Thinking is secondary. As long as we listen to our leader, we have it made. I can't believe how good things are with our leader. I worship him so much. I, I dream of him at night, and that good husky body he's got, and that flat stomach he's got, and them big muscles he's got. Wow, what a leader. You know, you guys need to start doing what he does. Well, that's unless you want to be a minion. And you don't even have to do that because then you don't have to think about it. If he says, I want you to think about it, don't think about it because he knows we're not good enough to think. He will tell us. And it's so great. You know, the other day, this guy they call the Candy Man, he walked up and said, I think, and my leader, he got on his case and said, did I tell you At any point in time, you were allowed to think. And the candy man said, I'm sorry, sir. Please don't take money away from me. I love you. I worship you. Don't be mad at me. And he says, okay, quit trying to think. And he said, you are right. I will no longer think. I'm sorry that come in my head. I do not want to think because I love this world and that you think for us and we don't have to do nothing. Thank you very much. And the leader said, well, thank you. Just remember not to think. I will think for you. And the candy man goes, well, yeah, I'm sorry. Now, me, on the other hand, don't tell my leader I was doing this. I was behind the tractor laughing. Can you imagine that? Laughing at the candy man. He's so dumb sometimes. Oops, that's thinking. I mean, I hear from my leader he is dumb. That's where that comes from. I wasn't thinking that. Oh, Lord, please don't let my leaders think I was thinking for myself. Then he got this fence, or he don't have the fence. He does claim it's his on a neighbor. He's so upset with that, and he told us never ever do anything to them unless he gives us permission, because he don't want us to go out thinking and do something stupid, because that's his job. We just have to do what he tells us to do. There you go again. A life of a minion. What more can you ask for? Sit back at night, drink Kool-Aid, eat popcorn, and watch a dumb movie. We all like doing that. Don't you guys? Don't you guys like Kool-Aid and being popcorn and all that? And we get to do it. We don't have to think. It's given to us. It is so great. My mom and daddy says it was wrong, but I lied to them. My minion told to lie to them and do what I tell you, and that's what I do. And my siblings, I tell them the same thing. That's not me. They're lying, even though my master told me to say it that way. Isn't it great when you have all the things somebody else does for you? You don't have to think or do nothing. It's almost like a politician. They will think for you. Same concept here. But come on, us minions are the greatest people in the world. I know there's some of you out there that are very, very jealous of us. Please don't be jealous of us. I know it's hard for you not to be jealous of the great minions out there, but please just go with what we tell you, because our leader has advised us what to do. I love all of you, as long as the leader tells me I love all of you. See? Then I don't have to think anymore. I don't go to school. I don't need to think. Oh, I wasn't thinking in school either, but that's another story. So all of you guys, just remember, this is a confession of a minion, and he wants to recruit other minions. Please, in the comments, say you will join. I will forever love you, and good night.